set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 15. Check. Hey, check 20. Go. 24. Slam.
Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 27, Brissett. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
A loss of 2 there, second down.
I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On second and 12, Brissett. Ebron caught left side. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. Out of the gun, Brissett. And Pascal's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. Play fake, Brissett. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. This is Royce Freeman, second-year man from Oregon. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. If you think back to 2018, many people thought it would be Royce Freeman taking over as the lead back in Denver. Spent a 3rd-round pick on him, but it was Phillip Lindsay who would be in the catbird seat as the #1 running back. But still for Freeman, not a bad rookie campaign, 521 yards and 5 touchdowns as the backup. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And that is incomplete.
My good friend, I'm just going to pose the question to you. Did that look like a pass that he should have thrown?
Now, the rookie probably needs to be a little bit more careful in these situations.
Yeah, that throw will turn him into a veteran quicker, but not in the way that he wants. He wants to learn his lessons by making good throws, not throws like that.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Brissett. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 2nd down now, it's Hines, and he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there, pick up the first down.
50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. I got it. Hustle. I got it. You're all mine, baby. Get this. Watch safety creep. Watch safety.
Brissett to throw on first. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he is all the way up past the 25. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch out.
From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
It's a gain of 10.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Set, ready? 70, Indy. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. The 20, 10, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What, you mean with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Broncos nothing.
Let's go now. 8 lead.
Number 53, Mike 53.
80 weapons.
49.
Hey, Sam off. Big Griffin.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Locke finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the double.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down.
Get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
53 for Mike. 53 for Mike. Time to go, night.
Shoot.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
This is Hines. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. Play action now. Brissett. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Off the play fake. Here's Brissett. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
Tight end right, tight end right. Come on. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. No chance.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Going right side here, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
3 buns.
Ready?
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And he He's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Ready. 30 base.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Anthony Walker came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Hey, team 6.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Now Locke, he wants the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. On play action, Brissett. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
He's not going to get me.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. A first down throw for Brissett. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
The 46-yard line.
Into the air once more, it's Brissett. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
He's checking, he's free.
Six guys, check 6 guys.
First down, Brissett. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Guys take over first and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Ready to break.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Freeman. A gain of 3, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
218, jump.
Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On the ready.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come on,
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Here we go. Set. 60 or. We own them. Hey, Haywood. Nice.
Block now on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jabal Sheard able to record his 5th sack of the season. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Locke to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Orbit. Ready.
Shotgun snap to Locke. He'll get this one to Patrick. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
On the ready. 45 to Mike. Check. 45 to Mike. I got what's going. Match box. Right. Watch twitch. Check. Check hot route. Hot. That's it.
Brissett on 1st down. To the right side to Eric Ebron. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 3rd down, Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. They were trying to set up that screen, trying to get that screen to formulate. Took too long.
Ends up taking a sack, and that leads you to a couple of other questions. Number one, why don't you just get rid of the football near the screen, guys, so that you don't take an interception? But really, the big one, they just took everything away, and he was really kind of flummoxed on that play and ended up taking the sack.
Quick update from Levi's Stadium. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are, almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A throw taken in by Hamilton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Lock now. 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Block off of play action. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Move. Everyone got 4 down. Yep. Go now. To the end. Hey, exit. Hey, let's go.
From the gun, it's Locke. Into the hands of Patrick, left side. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 20-yard line. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going. So, you know, I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
50, plant. Here we go, D. Switch. Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Ready.
58, come on. Right here.
Five.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
6-6, bullet high. Get it.
Clock now to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Noah Fant with his first career NFL touchdown, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier. They feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Colts take over
Come
first
on,
down
baby. Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Shift. Take 4.
22, jet cover. 22, jet cover. 36. Shit. Yup. Wide. Get wide. Hatchet.
Now it's Hines. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Double time. Hey. 4 down.
On 2nd down, it's Hines, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10.
Tricky's the mic. We got it. Go. Mike 50. Let's go.
From the gun, here's Bissett. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. Defensively, mission accomplished, and now with under 3 to go, they may be the last team holding the football.
They may very well be the last team holding the football, unless, of course, you're facing a group that is really aggressive offensively and may want to take a gamble, but theoretically, you've done your job now. You should get the ball back on a punt, but I'd be alert for a fake.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lock. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end. 3rd down here. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Now Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check 43. Out. Hey.
And they'll start on the ground with Hines. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Check. Echo. Yo, he's coming to you. Motion. Hey.
Brissett looks to throw. And he's got Jack Doyle. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. On third down. Hines, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go one more. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Man, I got you. Trump. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Coming in.
Brissett to throw for it on fourth. Campbell making the catch. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
You just got there.
Now Brissett. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brissett escaping the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Ready. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Switch. No. Me. Chin up.
Here's Brissett. Looking left side, and it's complete. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Check.
Brissett. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
I don't even know why this team showed up. Hey, watch this.
Brissett. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Let's go now. 70, Indy.
Let's go, B.
Rock it.
Saints go ahead and start shooting blue.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he is met in his... A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, they'll run with Freeman. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. This from Tom Dempsey range here. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. This from long, very long range. No good, and that changes everything here in OT. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Third and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. They run with Hines. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Kill.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Brissett. And this is incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Paris Campbell. And it's 3rd and short. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks. Part of the reason we're in overtime, all the interceptions he's thrown in this game, but that was a good throw right there.
Hey, he's really not daunted, is he, partner? I mean, it's been interception palooza for him, and he's still pushing it downfield, trying to make a play, and he was successful on that throw.
Emoji neutral face, emoji neutral face, emoji neutral face.
I ain't come to play with you, life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up, I can't spend the day with you, I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you, my color bright, I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride, lifting up. Never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winner side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey, yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's.